Hello and welcome to A Cup of Grace and Lori. I'm Grace.
And I'm Lori. And today we're going to be talking about workaholic tendencies, namely my own. I don't know if Grace has them, but we'll find out.
Yeah.
And also relaxing. So the reason I wanted to talk about this today, Grace, was because on the weekend, I went out, I think it was Saturday. I went out, did some shopping for about 2 hours. And then in the afternoon, I went outside and read for about an hour. Then I came in, and I'm a Blue Jays fan, but I don't watch all the games or anything. I don't have time. But I hadn't watched a game in a long time. So I put on the game on my my laptop. And as I did that, I thought, oh, I shouldn't really be watching this Blue Jays game. And then I thought, wait, why am I having that thought? Like, what's wrong with watching? And you know what? I never watched the game. It's not like I watched the game for 3 hours solid. I only watched maybe about an hour of it or an hour and a half max. And I'm usually doing things while I'm watching the game.
Oh, so it's more like background.
Well, yes and no.
It keeps you company. It keeps you company while you do other things.
No, that's not it. I actually like the Blue Jays. I like baseball.
Yeah,
So
I love it too. Yeah.
I'm not looking for company. I'm not looking for background music. I actually like to watch the game, but I'm like, I feel guilty watching it. So then I do stuff on my phone. Like if I'm, if I have work to do on social media or on Instagram or whatever, I'll be busy working on my phone, and then I'll watch and see if Vladdy hit a home run or whatever, right? But so this just all came to my awareness this past Saturday that, wow, I not even giving myself like an hour and a half to watch the Blue Jays game. Mind you, as I said, I had already gone out shopping that day. It wasn't a long day of shopping. I was out for 2 hours, did some errands, did a bit of shopping, not grocery shopping, other type. And I had spent an hour outside reading. So I think maybe having done those two things and then wanting to watch some of the Blue Jays game, I guess it was just too much relaxing for me. Right. And I was like, oh my God, is it okay? Like I found myself asking myself, is it okay to watch the Blue Jays game?
But it was the weekend too, right, Lori?
But I work on weekends.
Okay, so maybe that's a worthy new rule for yourself. No working on the weekends.
But the thing is, Grace, during the week, I don't work 9 to 5, Monday to Friday. I mean, last week, for example, I went to the pool on Thursday. I think I went at noon and then got back here about 1:45. So what I do, and so I'm used to working part of my weekends to make up for any time, if I've gone somewhere during the week, during my work day, then I'll usually work, half a day on the weekend to make up for it, right? Because otherwise the reason I like working for myself and working from home is that I have that flexibility to be able to go out in the middle of the week and do what I want, i.e. usually errands. So I justify that by saying, okay, well, I'll work, for 4 or 5 hours on Saturday, and then I'll, kick off. So I'm okay with that. But I guess maybe it was the fact of that I'd gone out shopping. I'd already spent an hour outside reading. Maybe I think it was just too much relaxing for me in one day. But I kind of thought, wow, there's people that take a whole day off.
More than that, Lori.
Yeah.
Okay. You read or you started reading that book by Tim Ferriss, The 4-Hour Work Week.
Right.
Okay.
I did. Mind you, I didn't finish it. Yeah. So I have.
I mean, didn't you You borrowed that book probably because in the back of your mind, that is kind of your ultimate or
I
one of your
well, I
ultimate
was
goals.
astonished by the title. First I thought it
Yes.
meant, first I read it as 4-hour work day. That's how I read it. Like, I actually didn't register that it was week. It's
Yeah.
4-hour work week.
Uh-huh.
I thought it said 4-hour work day, which I would still be bowled over by it. Like, wow, just 4 hours. If
Mm-hmm.
that was my goal, 4-hour work day, that would be,
That's pretty darn good too.
that would be really good. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like I rarely have a whole day where I'm not working. But as I said, like, okay, today is what? It's not the weekend, is it? No,
It's Tuesday.
it's Tuesday.
Yes.
Well, I
Did
did
you
go
have
out I went for a pedicure.
good,
Yeah, I
good.
went for a pedicure
Treat yourself. Yeah.
at 11:30, and then I got back here around, I guess it was quarter after 1 or whatever. So I am going on vacation this Saturday, so I wanted to get a pedicure done before I go away. But so I was okay with, I actually enjoyed having a pedicure today. That I didn't feel guilty about, but I had to kind of stop myself like last Saturday because I became aware
Mm-hmm.
of, wow, I mean, you
Mm-hmm.
can't even let yourself watch the Blue Jay game for 1 hour without going on my phone or whatever. So I think I did put my phone down for a bit, and then I did watch it, you know, a little more. And then, as I said, I'm not even like, I'm a big fan, but I don't watch all their games, and I don't even watch the whole game, right? Because who's got 3 hours to sit and watch a whole game? I don't.
When I used to watch baseball, I used to be a huge baseball fan. I used to
Yeah,
watch all 9 innings, man.
well, if I went to see it, sure, in person. And you
Oh,
know
you went
what?
out.
I think when I used to, before I worked for myself, yeah, I probably would have watched the whole game, like at home, right? That was when I had a 9 to 5 job. But working for myself, it's different. I think I give myself, permission, like, okay, you can have an hour and a half break here, or you can go outside and read for an hour, or you can go and get, like today, go and get a pedicure, and it'll be about an hour and a half. And then usually I work beforehand, and then I would work when I come home, right? Today's an exception. I'm giving myself a bit of a break. But now, getting ready to go on vacation, I'm really I'm thinking, oh wow, I'm not going to be doing any work for a week. And it's funny because the last couple of years when I've gone on vacation, I have done work. I have done work when I was not that much, but I maybe I wasn't so organized. I didn't have my blog posts written ahead of time. So I was either, or I had to post them, or I had to share to social media, but I did it on my vacation, right? So this year, this will be the first year where
Don't
I'm
take your
not
phone.
doing, no, I'm taking my phone because I need to read my email, right? But, and also I want to take photos, and I will post on Instagram stories, but that's it. The blog posts are written, they will be published when I'm away, and I'm not doing any work. I'll just take photos, I'll post on Instagram stories, and I'll read my email because I have to read my email. But
Why
that
do you
is
have
it.
to?
Well, because there could be things that say respond, like say there are events to attend when I come back, then they would want to know now if I'm attending or not. That's all. But that is not work to me. Believe me, before I would actually be on WordPress, uploading my blog post, sharing it on Facebook.
Okay, so compared to that time,
Compared
you've
to that,
improved.
this is just reading my email like everybody does, right? And just,
Well, I don't know if everyone reads their emails on vacation. I think
well, no, but for
I'm sure
me,
it's a challenge though, not to.
these are not heavy duty. And also, you know what? At the moment, things are a bit lighter because the PR agencies know that a lot of people are on vacation right now, so
Mm-hmm.
they don't tend to schedule a lot of stuff now anyhow. So I'm not anticipating a lot of, work-related emails.
Can you have an autoresponder on your email to
But
announce I'm going away
I could, but
and
I
I'll
don't
be
want,
back?
no, I don't want to, because if there are things I'm interested in, I want to say, yes, I'm interested. Yes, I'll attend. So I don't want an auto response saying, oh, I'll be back in a week, but I'm digressing here because this is something I can do in the morning for like 15 minutes. I can say, okay, I'll read emails in the morning for 10, 15 minutes. I'll delete a lot of them, and then anything important I'll respond to. That's nothing. Believe me,
Okay.
that's nothing. That's not what I consider work.
Okay.
Yeah. And then, as I said, just posting on Instagram stories,
Okay.
and then no work for 1 week.
Okay, you
So
better
that's going to be a first for me in
Okay.
a long time. So I guess that's a good thing, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It
So I'm
sounds to me,
excited.
Lori, you're very hard on yourself. It almost sounds like you have a stern version, Lori, like a stern adult
Yeah.
inside of you.
Yeah.
And it's almost, and she is keeping score of, oh, okay. I'm giving myself permission to, have a pedicure for 1.5 hours. Do you know what, like you're keeping score of the time that it's taking for you to do these non-work related things even.
I do,
Why is
because
everything scheduled like that? And
because
why?
when you work
Uh-huh.
for yourself, there's nobody
Okay.
else doing it. You don't have someone else doing it. You're ultimately responsible for things, right? So you have to schedule things so that you, you can get them done. But by the same token, as I said, one of my reasons for working for myself was to have this flexibility, in that I don't want to be, not being able to do anything from 9 to 5, Monday to Friday, except work. That I wanted that flexibility, but the trade-off is, but I'm so used to it. I do work on weekends, but as I said, it's usually more like 4 hours, and it's usually in the morning. So I get it out of the way, and then I relax, in the afternoon or something. Now, obviously, if you've got a family get together or whatever, I don't work every weekend, nor do I work both days. I'll do some things on Sunday, some things on Saturday. It is a more relaxed, the weekend is more relaxed for me than Monday to Friday, right? But if I have done something like, fun or whatever during the week, I'm like, that's okay. I can work a bit on the weekend. I'm used to that. Like, and it's not, I don't, I'm okay with that, if you know what I mean. I'm okay with that.
But why do you have to do that in the first place? Just, okay, say you do something non-work related during the week.
Yeah.
During the typical 9 to 5 hours.
Yeah. Yeah.
How would you feel if you didn't make up for it on the weekend?
Yeah.
You'd feel guilty, right?
I would feel guilty. Yeah. I feel like, oh, I didn't get what I wanted to get done this week,
Where's the pressure coming from, Lori?
I think, Grace, like as I said, when you are working for yourself, you have this extra pressure. It's like it's not like, when you're working for someone else, you're working for a company or whatever. Of course there's pressure there, but this is like, it's like I'm ultimately responsible, right? I'm the boss, kind of a thing. So there's nobody that I can say, oh, here, do this for me, while I'm here doing this for 4 hours. Like, I ultimately have to do things. But I will admit, I am a bit driven. I will acknowledge that, I have goals, and I guess this is the way I've made it fit, if you know what I mean. Like, in order to kind of do all the things I want to do, this is the way I've kind of designed my life. Now,
Mm-hmm.
maybe I am a bit harsh. Maybe I admit I should have definitely taken vacations where I didn't work. That I see my error there, right? Not that I did a ton of work, but I still did work. And it's like, then it's not really a vacation if you're having to do work every day,
Mm-hmm.
right? That's not much of a
Mm-hmm.
vacation.
No.
So I see the error of my past ways, and I'm not doing that this vacation. So that's a really big leap for me,
Yes.
believe me. Um,
Yeah.
but on this, by the same token, um, I'm also very much like, I don't know, do you make lists of what you are going to do in a day?
Usually no.
No,
No.
okay, I do. And there could be 8 things on it, usually around 7 to 8 things. I usually do it in the morning, write it down, right? And I feel antsy when I'm like, oh, okay, I've got to get these things off the list. And because I feel antsy when they're on my list and they're not done.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if I get 7 out of 8 done, for example, let's say there's 8 items on it and I get 7 of them done, I feel great. And even sometimes 6, if the other 2 things are like, that's okay, I can do those tomorrow. But if I only got 2 things done on my list of 8, I would feel like, oh, wow, I wasn't very productive today. Or, you know,
Okay. But what if those two things off of those 8 items on your list were the most important, were the most critical?
Rue, each item has different values.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. So yeah, no, I would give more weight if something was like a really big project and that was one item. I'd be thrilled if I got that off my list and then something else. And if the other ones, but you know what I do? Sometimes I try and knock off the ones that are really easy to do.
Yes, you mentioned this during
I
the
think I talked
4-hour
about this
work week
before.
thing. Yes.
So I'm like, oh, this is easy to do. Do it and get it off my
Okay.
list. Although that's the reverse. I really should be focusing on the not the easy things, but the more difficult things. But I do have this about me that where I feel I can't relax. Okay. So
Okay.
I have to, I'm
Again,
aware
you're
of
being
it.
hard on yourself. Mm-hmm.
I'm aware of it.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't want to feel like that. Like I want to feel more relaxed when I'm working.
Okay.
Not
Okay.
I don't want to
Nice to hear
feel
that.
totally like uh you have to have a certain amount of energy if you're working, right? So you don't want to be too chill. But I don't want to be so intense or when I'm working, I want to be more relaxed because then things come to you easily, right? Ideas come to you easily when you're relaxed. If you're tense and you're
Yeah, there's less resistance, right? Yeah.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway,
Okay.
all of these things have come up to my awareness, so I think that's a
Okay.
good thing.
Yes.
And I'm going to work on that. I'm going to work on not feeling so, like just looking at my list and saying, hey, that one's really important and that is really important. Maybe I'll have to prioritize them and say, this is the most important thing. If I can get this done today and this, I will feel great. And then not worry about those other items on there. I have to work
Okay.
on
So,
that.
mm-hmm. Okay. So you mentioned productivity, yeah? Like you feel bad, or you're hard on yourself when
Yeah.
you feel like you're not as productive as you should be, quote unquote
Yeah.
should be. So
Yeah.
have you heard the term toxic productivity?
Toxic. Yeah. It's busy work.
Yeah.
The busy
I
work.
mean, I think it's something that is rife in our culture.
Hmm.
It's like there's so much pressure for us to do, right? To
Yeah.
be productive.
Yeah.
And I want to go towards, living my life with ease. That would, right? With more
Mm-hmm.
ease. And part of that is just learning how to be be okay with ourselves with just being.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Because we're so used to getting seeking external approval for
Mm-hmm.
feeling good about ourselves, and that's
Mm-hmm.
part of why we keep doing things,
Right.
right? But
Right.
we're worthy
Mm-hmm.
already,
Mm-hmm.
Lori. Like it
Mm-hmm.
makes it kind of hurts to like hear this, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like you don't have to do anything,
Mm-hmm.
Lori. You don't have to check
Well,
off like you're
okay.
already okay, like
You
more
know
than
what
okay.
though? There's the approval thing, but there's also, I mean, there are things I want to do work
Okay.
wise.
Yeah.
Okay. There are things I
Yeah.
want to do.
That part
So
doesn't need to be addressed.
yeah. So I mean, I don't want to say like I'm totally driven by like, oh, everybody's approval or whatever. There are things on my list that I
No,
want to
your
do
own
because
approval.
I had, yeah,
Yeah.
for my own approval, exactly. So um I still want to get them done though, right? Like,
Yeah. And
yeah.
then, yeah, but if you hear that inner critic,
Mm-hmm.
right? That's what you want to address there.
Right.
That's the part that you want to address.
Yeah.
Because
If
it doesn't like, yeah, it's okay if you don't do that seventh item out of the
mm-hmm.
eight.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You're still fine.
Right.
Like,
Right.
Why? And so, like, one of the things, like, I know that you do EFT tapping.
Yeah.
I'm not too familiar with what the philosophy is behind that. Like, do they teach you how to just be? Because that's more like, because I don't know how similar it is to meditation. Because with meditation,
Mm-hmm.
that's part of what we're practicing. We're just sitting
Mm-hmm.
still. We're not doing things. We're not,
Mm-hmm.
looking at our phone, scrolling through our phone. We're just
Mm-hmm.
sitting in silence.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the descriptions that I heard in regards to how meditation can help us is it's it's practicing non-judgment.
Mm-hmm.
And like the voice that you hear sometimes when you don't get through that list, it's that judgmental voice.
Right.
So with meditation, that's what we're trying to learn. Like we're just
Mm-hmm.
sitting still. And
Mm-hmm.
even when those thoughts, creep into our minds when we're trying to be still and be present, we're not judgmental
Right.
towards those thoughts. We're witnessing. We are the witness. The
Mm-hmm.
true us, our higher selves, we are the witness behind our thoughts. We are not our thoughts, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I'm going to be, now that, as I said, now that this has been brought to my awareness, I'm going to listen more closely to my own, critical voice and see what she says. And I'll be able to say, no, no, that's not right, or yeah, okay, or whatever. But as I said, I'm glad that this issue, it's been brought up to my awareness. So
Yes.
it's a good thing because it's like, okay, now I can deal with it, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And
For
I've
sure.
recognized some patterns within myself. And um yeah, I want to be more relaxed and more present, and enjoy more what I'm doing. And there are times when I do, it's not like there are there are many times when I enjoy what I'm doing, but I want more of that. So I'm gonna
Yeah, like
be,
learning to be more present.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah. Again,
aware. Yeah.
meditation helps with that. Again, I don't know if EFT helps with that.
No, EFT isn't really like meditation. It's more
Okay.
about releasing, well, in a sense, it's releasing old thoughts that we have that are no longer serving us, and we're implanting new thoughts to attract new things.
Okay. Okay. So
Yeah.
I think EFT can help with this, right?
Yeah, I think it might have been why this came up. I don't know, because I have, I do tap every day. But so do you relate to any of this, or are you not? Like you said, you don't write lists. So
Yeah, I don't have a lot of to-do. I don't often or regularly make to-do lists.
okay.
And I understand, like, oh, there's a certain kind of satisfaction. There's a dopamine kick that we
Yeah.
get when we,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? But
Yeah.
yeah, like I want to, I'm working on just trying to accept being at peace with just being and not
Mhm.
doing.
Okay. Okay. Cool.
It's a challenge.
Yeah.
It's a challenge for
Yeah.
sure. It is so difficult because there's a lot of guilt that creeps in. But that
Right.
that I understand. Again, yeah. Now like it surfaced for you for a reason. And yeah, when I feel something like guilt, I know that it's wrong and that I need to work on it, right?
Right. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's right. Guilt
There's a real there's a sorry.
when we feel guilty, it's actually that means that whatever our thought was,
That's
it
right.
was it was not a good thought. Yeah.
It's the limiting thought.
A
Yeah.
limiting thought.
It's a
Yeah.
limiting belief. It's like,
Yeah.
yeah, you should be doing more.
Yeah.
No, that's a
Or
limiting thought.
or any thought that begins with you should.
Yeah, the should.
Right?
That
You
word
should.
should is
Yeah.
it's destructive.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
anyway, as I said, I am going to be working on this so that I'm more relaxed and not so hard on myself. And
Hmm.
love to hear your comments. Do you have workaholic tendencies? Are you hard on yourself? Am I the only one? Okay.
Thank you.
Thanks. Bye.
Bye.